A few days ago, major news broke about Austin and Catherine McBroom filing for divorce. This was something I definitely wasn't expecting to see, but at the same time, it really didn't feel shocking. I think we can all agree the signs were there, and it was only a matter of time before this officially happened. Even though it's been pretty obvious to many of us, a lot of their fans were still pretty shocked. The statement they gave was very planned out, and it didn't really give us too much insight into what was going on or what was going to happen. So Catherine decided to come out on her Snapchat and talk a little bit deeper about their separation. It's a mess, so let's get into it. For many months now, people have been speculating about something going on between Catherine and Austin. Not only were they not posting each other on their YouTube channel, but they also weren't posting each other on their own social media pages. It was odd for them to be this distant and take this big of a step back away from posting. When these statements came out and we all got answers to what's been going on and where Austin and Catherine have been, the response to each one of their statements was vastly different. Catherine was met with tons of support, and many people expressed happiness for Catherine getting away from Austin. People also noticed just how different their statements were. Catherine showed a lot of emotion for Austin, dedicating a whole paragraph to how he's her best friend despite everything they're going through. Whereas Austin's statement read to be a little bit more, how should we say it, self-centered. No surprise there. But Catherine ended up posting to Snapchat and opened up a bit more about the divorce and what she's looking forward to in her future. One of the top comments under Catherine's statement was how it seemed like she really found herself through her spirituality, and you could tell that she was happier. And a lot of comments told her they can't wait to watch her finally come into her own and be happy, and Catherine feels the same.
I'm just trying to live my life, genuinely. Like, I just want to go back to just being myself, actually, like, truly being myself in my most rawest form, because I feel like I hold a lot of things in, and I own this. I own up to this.
And a lot of fans have been saying for years now that they watch Catherine change through their vlogs. It always felt like Austin needed to be the center of all their videos, and sometimes you could tell Catherine just seemed to be along for the ride. So many people asked Catherine to just start her own channel because they wanted to see more content from her and less of the clickbait, family channel, loud content that Austin seemed to be pushing. Catherine went on to talk about how her and Austin never really fought, and she was always lying to herself and almost trying to convince herself that she was happy.
I lied to myself for a very long time, and I was not happy, and my main priority was always my kids and my family. Moving forward now, things have changed, because I realized that in order for my kids to truly be happy, I have to be truly happy, like truly happy inside. And yeah, I feel like I was lying to myself for a long time, telling myself that I was happy, because one thing about me and Austin is we never fought, we never argued, nothing. Like, we were and still are the bestest friends. And so for me, I thought, like, oh, there's nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong here. But I had been lying to myself, and I knew that certain things didn't feel right and certain things weren't right.
Which just goes to show you, you never know what's actually happening behind the camera or behind a happy Instagram picture. This has apparently been going on for years now, and Austin and Catherine always tried to push this happy family with no problems, living the dream. All the fancy cars, the fancy houses, the money that they were always flexing. You would think that they were just the happiest couple that had everything. It just goes to show that a lot of it is put on for the cameras, and we just never know what's actually happening. Catherine went on to say that she's never been happier, and she hasn't felt this way in a long time.
And I just want to say that I am truly happy. Like, I have never been this happy in my life, and it's not because of the change, but it's because of where I feel within myself, and where I have been for a while now. I've been feeling like this for months.
She also talked about what changes their fans would be seeing over this next little while. She said that Austin is still living with her at the house and he's the one that will be moving out, and how just because she's happy doesn't mean she isn't sad.
I'm in a good place now. I have no fears of nothing or anyone. I still don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm very new to this new dynamic that we're going to be unfolding and going into. Just because I am happy doesn't mean that I'm not sad at the same time. There's a lot of sadness. I don't think it's really like hit me yet because Austin hasn't moved to his new place yet. There's sadness. Yes, it's like a mourning a death or something. Like, it's like mourning, like I can truly say that this would be like the first time that I have to mourn something that has like died in my life, like ended in my life. Figuratively speaking, of course. And I don't want anyone to think that just because I'm happy doesn't mean that I also don't have sadness for the changes and for my children and for the new dynamic. But what I do know is that we're some strong ass co-parenting dynamic, and nothing will change in that sense where like they don't see their parents with each other and stuff, because we're definitely always going to be together because we have 3 kids and it's part of life.
Catherine then answered some questions that people had, one being, also, what kinds of certain things that didn't feel right? And Catherine said, pressure of the world and everyone looking to destroy us, not having good communication, growing at different rates, etc. Another person said, the world wants to destroy good things. It's jealousy. Why let it happen? And Catherine said, I learned that early on, a lot of evil eye, but we handled that very well until we really had to face a lot of darkness to make us grow. That was hard. It almost sounds like she's implying that the divorce happened because of people talking about them and them not being able to get through that, when we all know it's probably so much more. The overall opinion in Catherine's comment section seems to be that people are really happy she's left Austin, saying that she has their full support. But some people weren't as quick to show their support, especially after how Catherine was with Shyla. A few years ago, when Shyla was splitting from Austin's brother Landon, Catherine spoke out about her and denied a lot of things Shyla claimed about the Ace family, and she tried telling Shyla she was lying about Landon and her experience.
I've called you Shyla before when I had a problem with you 2 years ago, when you made a video about my skincare line. I called you that night. So to get straight to the point, the other night Austin went to the gym like he always does. He's in camp right now, so he's training for a fight, and he had a sparring. So he invited the whole family. His dad was there, our son was there, his friends, and he made this very innocent video of him kind of going towards our son and Shyla's daughter, Solene. And she was kind of in the background. You couldn't really see her. She's kind of like to the side, and then he kind of focuses on our son. And so she claims that her daughter is being used for clout. All right, so let's discuss this. Shyla, I don't know if you know what clout is, okay? So there's a difference between clout and then family, right? So you got a family that's, you know, they're well known, they have a lot of eyes on them, and you know, we started YouTube. We didn't know we were going to be as successful as we are. We did it with pure intentions. Everything happened so naturally and so pure and so real. I love my job. I love what I do. And you, Shyla, you jumped on the bandwagon, and that's what you started to do. And you did it for many years, and all of a sudden when your relationship ended, when Landon broke up with you, you decided that because it wasn't in your favor anymore, that you were gonna decide that, you know, your daughter is clout now, which doesn't make any sense. I understand that, you know, you're telling the world that you don't want your daughter on the internet anymore, that you've grown, that, you know, you don't like that, which I have complete respect for. I feel like that's a beautiful thing if that's what you decide you want to do. But you're also very contradicting. So then you proceed and you say some lies, and you say that I had IVF treatment for my 3rd child to have a boy, and that's 1000% not true. Since I'm here and I'm sticking up for my family, I'm the backbone of my family, literally, like, God didn't give me a voice to be complacent. And the truth is that, Shyla, you know that you've been carrying this lie about Landon being abusive, and you know that that's not true. And you gotta let that go. You have an amazing father to your daughter, and you need to start like accepting that this is your reality and that you created it, because this is all done by you.
And now many people are having a hard time supporting Catherine when she treated Shyla so poorly. Shyla actually responded to the news about the divorce, and she talked about how Catherine treated her when she was pretty much going through the same thing.
Yeah, people are saying, like, I should blink up and... This woman has been a Regina George mean girl to me since I was 18 years old. And I look back and I'm like, why did I tolerate that? And then hides behind the guise of like spirituality and like holier than thou. And it has to do with having like a personality disorder, if I had to guess, like a sociopath. And then when you do psych, I think it makes you develop like a godlike complex. And then you're just really lost in the sauce. And then when no one around you holds you accountable for anything, you guys are just like, everybody's lost in the sauce. Everybody's living in the same delusion. I can get on here and say what I want to say because they got on the internet as a whole unit and bullied me and lied like years. You know, generally it is sad when a family is like breaking up. It's sad. It's going to be a change for the kids. I think they should stay together. I think they're the same person. They deserve each other. They're like a perfect match in my book. And I was also 23, I think, when I went through like basically a divorce. And it was really hard for me, especially publicly.
So I think it's safe to say Shyla and Catherine won't be meeting up anytime soon. I wonder what Catherine will do from here. Will she open up her own channel and do content focused more on herself? Or is she going to distance herself from the internet completely? If she was smart, she would do her own channel, fully focus on herself, and leave the whole family channel type of content behind for good. As for Austin, I'm sure if he did do his own channel, he probably would gain some followers, but I really think most people stuck around for Catherine and the dynamic that they had, and he might have a hard time doing things on his own. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.